Have you ever wondered what one of today's most viewed politicians is really like? Today, we'll examine Ivanka Trump's complex family background, including her marriage, her relationship with her half-sister Tiffany, her ties with her in-laws, her stepmother Melania, her father Donald, and even her brothers. This movie reveals Ivanka Trump's familial dynamics, and I can assure you that by the end, you'll have a far better grasp of how these relationships have impacted her private and public lives. Stay tuned to the very end, because every portion of this talk is packed with fascinating facts, surprising revelations, and a few debates that you might not have heard before. Whether you've been a long-time admirer of the Trump family, or you're just curious in the inner workings of one of the most talked-about dynasties in America, you're in for an in-depth, fascinating, and thought-provoking investigation. Chapter 1. The True Story of Ivanka Trump's Marriage. Let's start by discussing Ivanka Trump's marriage, a topic that has always piqued public curiosity. Ivanka, who is well known for her elegance, intelligence, and business sense, has maintained a tightly controlled public persona despite being in the spotlight from a young age. She and Jared Kushner's marriage has often been seen as a well-publicized match of two powerful families. What is their connection really like, though? Many believe their marriage is more transactional than romantic, because they both have experience in the high-stakes world of real estate and business. Ivanka and Jared both held top positions in multi-billion-dollar firms long before they entered politics, and their relationship seems to be founded as much on a drive for success as it is on love. Ivanka has stated that Kushner is greatly attracted to her long workdays, which usually last 12 to 14 hours. In one particularly memorable interview, she boasted about always being the first to arrive at the workplace, which appears to have played a role in the early growth of their relationship. Their story is one of ambition and opportunity, where business dealings and familial relationships coexist. According to some, their wedding even featured elements that felt more like a marketing gimmick than a traditional ceremony. For example, the wedding program purportedly contained a flyer for one of Donald Trump's golf clubs. This supports the notion that their connection is as much about power and money as it is about passion, even if Ivanka has denied this. Despite all of the speculation and media attention, Ivanka and Jared have maintained that their relationship is strong, and that they are steadfastly dedicated to co-parenting their children while pursuing their political and business objectives. This marriage, with all of its complexities, is a reminder that in the high-stress fields of politics and business, love sometimes comes with a side of strategy and ruthless ambition. The relationship between Tiffany Trump and Ivanka. Now let's talk about the relationship that has endured over the years between Ivanka and her half-sister Tiffany Trump. Despite the challenges of their different upbringings, Tiffany, the daughter of Donald Trump and his second wife Mara Maples, was raised in California, whereas Ivanka was raised in the glitz and glamour of New York. Despite their physical and emotional separation, the two sisters have managed to maintain a strong relationship. Ivanka has always been close to Tiffany, and often speaks well of her, referring to her as a younger sister. During family trips and other significant occasions, the sisters have shown their bond by smiling and talking as if no time had passed. In one particularly notable instance, Tiffany felt left out of the family's wealth and advantages and turned to Ivanka for help. As a Christmas present, Ivanka utilized her connections with their father to get Tiffany a credit card with a limited monthly allowance. This seemingly insignificant episode reveals a lot about their relationship, which is founded on devotion, support, and an unspoken agreement that family comes first, despite their different upbringings and lives. Even though the media often pits the sisters against each other, those who know them well say that their bond is one of the few things that has stayed steady in the chaos of celebrity and political life. Chapter 3. The relationship between Ivanka and her in-laws. Now let's discuss Ivanka's relationship with her in-laws, a more intricate and often challenging aspect of her life. Through her marriage to Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump got to know the Kushner family, a well-known group known for their close ties to New Jersey real estate and their ardent practice of their Jewish faith. The Kushner in-laws were first suspicious of Ivanka because she was Donald Trump's daughter and their family had been involved in public controversies. Sources claim that the Kushners were particularly concerned about how Ivanka's upbringing and her well-groomed, often pampered image would fit in with their more traditional and conservative base. The Kushner family reportedly put Ivanka to the test, wanting her to prove she was more than just a pretty face or the product of her family's wealth. Despite their initial disagreements, Ivanka managed to win them over in the end. Her intelligence, her dedication to her profession, and her ability to navigate both the high finance and political sectors surprised even the most skeptical members of the Kushner family. Her relationship with her in-laws demonstrates how she is able to blend the best elements of both worlds: her New York savvy and the Kushners' practical, grounded approach to business and family life. This careful balancing effort has allowed her to thrive in a complex environment where professional goals and personal relationships often conflict. Chapter 4. Ivanka and Ivana's relationship. No study of Ivanka Trump's family dynamics would be complete without discussing her relationship with her mother, Ivana Trump. Sometimes, Ivanka and Ivana are portrayed as two rather different individuals. One is outspoken and controversial, while the other is smart and modern. Ivana, the first wife of Donald Trump, is well known for her glamour and her outspokenness, which contrasts sharply with Ivanka's more reserved and businesslike demeanor. Despite these differences, a mother's bond with her daughter has a long and complicated history. Ivanka was actually named after her mother, and Ivana has praised and reprimanded her daughter in a number of interviews throughout the years. Ivana has reportedly been perceived as a tough mentor who, while acknowledging her daughter's unique abilities and accomplishments, pushes Ivanka to uphold specific family ideals. This affectionate but strained relationship reflects the greater challenges of growing up in the Trump family, where scandal and celebrity often coexist. Even during their arguments, Ivanka and Ivana's relationship has been one of mutual respect, understanding, and growth, despite the public's frequent focus on the drama and glamour. The relationship between Melania and Ivanka. An additional significant element of Ivanka Trump's family background is her relationship with Melania Trump, her stepmother. After Donald Trump married Melania in 2005, a unique dynamic emerged among the Trump family. Melania had a distinct way of handling the pressures of public life since she had a completely different background than Ivanka. Despite their differences, Ivanka and Melania have managed to build a relationship characterized by mutual respect and sometimes even affection. Ivanka has often praised Melania, describing her as a kind and supportive individual in her life. For instance, Ivanka has praised Melania for her ability to maintain her dignity in the face of frequent media attention and her composure under pressure. Their roles in the Trump family have also influenced their relationship. Melania has been presented as the glamorous former model and first lady, while Ivanka has been presented as the more modern, business-savvy daughter who regularly works closely with her father in the Trump organization and the presidential administration. Even while it could have led to some friction in the past, this contrast has ultimately helped them to complement each other. Ivanka's efforts to support and defend Melania, especially in the face of harsh criticism, have improved their relationship and demonstrated that peace and understanding can exist even in a family as well known as the Trumps. Chapter 6. The relationship between Donald Trump and Ivanka Trump would be hard without mentioning her connection with her father, Donald Trump. It has often been reported that Donald has a close bond with his eldest daughter, whom he sometimes calls his golden child. At a young age, Ivanka was thrust into the spotlight, and her relationship with her father has been marked by both praise and criticism. Donald has frequently boasted about Ivanka's skills, describing how she attracted famous visitors and became well known in his business empire. In interviews and on talk shows, he has conveyed his deep satisfaction with her accomplishments, often emphasizing that she is not just his daughter, but also a trusted advisor and a significant part of his legacy. However, this close relationship has also brought with it a special set of challenges. Ivanka has had to carefully combine becoming a successful businesswoman with living up to her father's expectations because she was reared in a home where public appearances and media attention are required. Despite the difficulties, Ivanka has consistently demonstrated a strong work ethic and a commitment to her own principles. She has also said that her father has had a significant influence on her career and has often defended her independence. Her perseverance and will to forge her own path are demonstrated by her ability to maintain this balance in a culture where the Trump name is regularly utilized to exert dominance. Ivanka Trump's relationship with her brothers. Finally, we talk about Ivanka Trump's relationship with her brothers, which offers another perspective on what it's like to belong to one of America's most famous families. Ivanka is the oldest of Donald Trump's children, and her brothers, Donald Jr. and Eric, each have distinct roles to play in the household. Even though they have periodically presented a united front in support of their father's political and economic endeavors, their relationship has been marked by a considerable amount of rivalry and competition. Ivanka and her brothers learned early on that teamwork is just as crucial to success as individual skill from growing up in this type of environment. Sometimes referred to as the golden child, Ivanka possesses not only intelligence and beauty, but also a poise that her brothers sometimes struggle to match in public. In spite of this, there are countless stories that illustrate their intimate bond, which has grown over years of shared hardships, life events, and media coverage. In interviews and public appearances, Ivanka's brothers have often praised her for her leadership, her unwavering commitment to the family, and her ability to face the difficulties of politics and business with dignity and determination. This familial support is a powerful reminder that the Trump dynasty is built on a solid and lasting tie that goes beyond the headlines, even in the face of intense public criticism. Ivanka Trump's relationships with her husband, Tiffany, her in-laws, mother Ivana, stepmother Melania, father Donald, and brothers are all interwoven into a much more intricate and vast fabric that shapes not only her identity, but also her public persona. This is something that is very clear throughout the entire investigation. Each relationship has had its own set of challenges and successes, molding Ivanka into the resilient, multidimensional leader she is today, a woman who has endured intense public scrutiny. Her narrative is a potent reminder that family, in all its complexity, is often the foundation of our resiliency and success, even in the face of the outside world's turbulence. We are grateful that you watched the entire video. If you thought this in-depth examination of Ivanka Trump's marriage and family ties was as fascinating and educational as I did, then take a moment to like this video and leave a comment below. How have these relationships affected her life, in your opinion? And what lessons can we all learn from her experience? If you want to learn more about the fascinating world of celebrity family relations and the personal stories that go behind the headlines, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to make sure you don't miss any updates. Remember that every family has secrets, and sometimes the true story behind them is more fascinating than any headline could ever be. Stay curious, educate yourself, and never give up.